In this lecture, we will learn the basics of variables in C# programming and computer science overall. Variables store data in computer programs. Each variable consists of two things, a type and a value. Every language has variables, but there are slight differences in the rules for each language. These rules are what we refer to as the syntax of the programming language. To set the value of a variable, we can use the equal sign. In programming, the equal sign is also referred to as the assignment operator, since it is used to assign a value to a variable. Here's an example of assigning a variable in C#. In the above example, we created a variable of type integer, or int for short, and assigned it a value of 5. You can name a variable whatever you want, but each language has rules as to the type of characters you can use in the name. In C#, the rules for a variable name is as follows. The name can only contain letters, digits, and the underscore character. No other special characters are allowed in variable names. The first character of the variable must be a letter or underscore. C# is case sensitive with variable names. There is a list of C# keywords that have special meaning in C# that can't be used as variable names. We will learn about each of those keywords in a later section of the course. The main types of variables in computer programming are integers, floats, strings, characters, and booleans. Integers are the same as integer values in math. Any positive or negative whole number is considered an integer in computer programming. Floats or floating point numbers have a decimal point and the lowercase letter f at the end of their value. Strings are letters, words, or sentences surrounded by double quotes. Characters are one character within single quotes. Booleans are a type of variable that can have only one of two values, true or false. An integer is a variable that holds an integer value. All of the following are examples of integer variables in C#. Note the int keyword at the start of the line and the semicolon ending the line. Floats, or floating point numbers, are numbers that have a decimal value and a lowercase f at the end of the value. For example, all of these are examples of float variables in C#. Note the float keyword at the start of the line and the semicolon at the end of the line. Aside from numbers, variables can also hold letters, words, and sentences. In C#, strings are surrounded by double quotes. For example, all of these are examples of string variables in C#. Note the string keyword at the start of the line and the semicolon at the end of the line. Characters are another type of variable in C#, surrounded by single quotes. A character variable has to have just one character inside of single quotes. All of these are examples of character variables in C#. Note the char keyword at the start of the line and the semicolon at the end of the line. Boolean variables can have one of two values, true or false. For example, all of these are examples of Boolean variables in C#. Note the bool keyword at the start of the line and the semicolon at the end of the line. Booleans will become very important later on when we write programs dealing with logic, checking for certain conditions. Variables are the building blocks of computer programs. Throughout this course, we will be using variables extensively as we write code. In the next lecture, we will learn what a console is and the role that it plays in computer science.